This thing shaped like me falls to the ground on its knees, but it gets right back up with an awkward jerking motion and lets out an insane laugh. The smile on its face, contrasted with its damaged limbs, has the eeriness of a clown.
This is fine with me. Good enough for my purposes that I confirmed you have enough power to meet my expectations.
Shadow Aigis has red hair because Aigis secretly wants to look more like Mitsuru. Who doesn't?
Good enough, my ass.
The delivery on that line is so good.
Those are the words of a sore loser.
Yeah, you tell her now, Tell. Name an anime that has logic. Most animes have logic. They just, you know, they go to the extremes. But, you know, animes usually set up their own logic in universes and follow it. Like, I don't buy into the whole, like, no anime has logic, it's all nonsense stuff. A lot of animes go to great lengths to keep their logic in universe and make it work well, but every now and then, you know, story or plot or mistakes, they make mishaps here and there. But at large, I mean, most good anime keep the logic of their world in order to make it work well.
This is only a temporary form. I doubted there'd be any meaning in changing my appearance, but sure enough, it made for a very enjoyable game. All that irritates me is having to feign cooperation with that foolish human until I obtain the one true vessel.
That foolish human, an odd choice of words. It would seem to imply not only that it is not human, but also that it is working with a human to carry out its crimes.
I will see you in another guise next time. Just wait until then.
Okay, goodbye! It let out a raucous, like, Ra's al Ghul from Batman? Laugh in my face. After that, it slowly fades away, dissipating into the air.
Yamagishi.
Mitsuru-san quickly calls out. However,
the reading disappeared. It didn't move, it just vanished. What could this mean?
Back to square one again.
Akihiko-san lets out a heavy sigh.
Sheesh. It even had to exit on a lame, evil laugh.
Another guise, huh?
Don't even think about coming around here again!
It's already gone, Chie. Can't hear you.
Should we put up some talismans? I've got a lot left over from when we were putting them up in our inn.
Oh, Yukiko.
Well, even if it shows up again, it'll get double the pain we gave it this time.
Who could it be, though? How did it know about our personas?
Fairy Tail has strange logic, though. I mean, Fairy Tail's a bad anime, so doesn't really matter what kind of logic it has when it's not a very good show.
That aside, it sure had a sneaky way of doing things. This is twice I've been kidnapped into the TV world, you know. Twice!
Let's make it 3, baby! Their irritation is obvious, and it's only natural. They were toyed with too, and they do not take Labrys's treatment well. But I cannot encourage them to settle the score. Akihiko-san apparently thinks the same thing.
Don't worry about it. We'll handle things from here.
Wait, but it kinda said it was still after us.
Of course. You should be aware that the enemy is out there. Akihiko only means that there is no need to abandon your lives to pursue it. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. That is, after all, our duty.
But...
Guys, let's leave this to them.
You can...
Are you serious?
They're right that we need to go back for now. You look beat.
Yusan, aware of their situation, speaks out. You're welcome to like Fairy Tail. That doesn't mean it isn't a bad show. I watched like 90% of Fairy Tail. Oh, I didn't read the final arc in the manga because I was halfway through it and I got like insanely bored. But man, Fairy Tail was pretty good at first, and then it got to after the time skip, like once it started going to like the after Tenru Island, even Tenru Island had started to decline a little bit, but like during the Grand Magic games and from there on, it just got like really, really bad, which was unfortunate because it started out pretty great. Perhaps he senses our dilemma.
I'm sorry, everyone.
He nods and looks at Yosuke-san, who reluctantly gives up. Their ability to communicate through eye contact only proves the strength of their bond.
Alrighty, attention please. The trip doesn't end until we get out of the TV.
Dude, we were in the middle of a conversation. And what's this about a trip? You really gave us a scare disappearing like that. And this isn't the first time either.
It's not my fault.
Let's start a new Grand Prix. The see how far you can punt Teddy competition. Everyone gets a turn punting Teddy to see how far they can send him across the TV world.
Or should I actually sponsor the next Miss Inaba?
Sam Riegel, dude. Inaba.
Don't even think about it.
Jae-sun's fist is still shaking with anger after impacting Teddy at full strength. There are times when you should give it your all because it's your friend. Ah, how beautiful friendship is. I comprehend. After everyone calms down, we finally move on to the main subject. We all gathered on this roof in order to leave this world. After after getting everyone's attention, Teddy makes a few narcissistic remarks and clicks his heels. Was we going back to Kansas, boys? Then, like a magic trick at a party, some old TVs appear in a puff of smoke.
What are you doing with this ancient TV? Hang on, where'd you even get this?
It's a Teddy Vision! You can get out from here!
This TV is our escape route? Can we really fit inside?
Ooh, are you a little too front-loaded to fit? In that case, I wouldn't mind helping you squeeze through!
Kill him. Just kill him, Mitsuru. Everyone will forgive you.
You're even worse than before, you know that?
Chie-san and Yosuke-san jump in without hesitation, showing how used to it they are. Seeing that, Akihiko-san and Mitsuru-san shrug and follow suit. Labris stares as everyone gets sucked into the TV one by one, but she doesn't look scared. Her eyes are actually bright as she glances this way. I can't help but smile at that. She doesn't need my permission to do anything. I tell her to go ahead and she dives in headfirst with a giant grin. Although, just as I thought, her wings don't fit and she gets caught on the screen. I burst into laughter to see her legs sticking out of the TV, kicking wildly. I take off the unit on her back and she instantly gets sucked into the TV. I wonder if she landed safely. As the last one left, I turn around and take a final look. It doesn't feel like it, but it's only been a few hours since we entered the TV. Oh, it's been a lot longer than that for me. And only 3 days since the hijacking. It was a horrible nightmare, but at the same time, I met some good people. But most importantly, it isn't over. The true test may still be to come. I push my toes in and slip into the TV. You have toes? Everyone made it back out safely. When we return to the real world, I am surprised to find myself in Juness, a large department store. I've never seen Mitsuru-san so flustered. Oh no, Mitsuru! Even she could not have expected to emerge in the most crowded place in town, and from a display TV at that. But to make it back to the limousine, we have no choice but to walk through the store. Mitsuru-san in her skin-tight suit. Akihiko-san, mostly naked except for his cape. Me with my mechanical parts exposed, and Labris with her axe, or her wings, I suppose? Not to mention Teddy. Rise-san and Natsu-san are both public figures. One is an idol and the other is a detective. We make quite an outlandish procession. Considering the nature of our operations, I hope to avoid having my picture taken with phone cameras. However, as we walk along, I soon find that my fear of cameras is baseless. In fact, it is not cameras we need to worry about at all. It's the police! I find myself anxious in this completely unexpected situation. An arrest would mean disgrace as an unofficial unit, and I'm sure Yosuke-san and the others would like to avoid the inside of Juvenile Hall. Everyone hastily agrees with each other and takes off at full speed. Yeah, just outrun the police. That'll do well. I can hear Yosuke-san and Chie-san loudly complaining about the unfairness of the world. Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san exchange fearless smiles, though cold sweat is streaming down both their faces. Teddy and Labris seem like they're having fun. Of course. Of course they are. I don't think they understand the situation. I don't think Teddy understands much of anything. Yusan and Yukiko-san run without a word like determined athletes. Yo, Kanji is about to fight. Kanji tries to turn and fight every so often with Naoto-san having to stop him each time. That is the rest of Naoto's life. Getting married to Kanji and having to stop him from randomly fighting the police. Rise-san switches on her cell phone to find an alarming number of missed calls, which seems to be the bigger problem for her. In the end, our parting with the Yasugami High School students concludes with a brief goodbye as we all scatter like birds. That night, we decide to stay the night in Inaba for a quick health checkup and review of the case. After finishing the necessary steps, we decide to take an early rest. The true culprit is still out there, and Labris needs to get to a lab for proper maintenance. After 10 years of stasis, she was suddenly forced into a series of stressful battles. I gotta point out, by the way, people in chat are talking about if they like Teddy or Morgana more. Imagine, like, taking time to argue about which pile of trash is better than the other pile of trash. Like, they're both literally hot garbage. They both suck. I think Teddy is more annoying on average because his jokes make me want to die, but Morgana has what is quite possibly, like, one of the top 5 worst character arcs in Persona history. Like, counting Persona 3, 4, and 5. The only 2 characters I can think of that, like, have... Well, actually, no. Honestly, as far as, like, story, like, a story arc goes, Morgana's is worse than Oya's. Oya as a character sucks, but her story arc is actually kind of interesting, all the reporting stuff against Shido and whatnot. But, like, the only thing I can think of that I hate more than Morgana's story arc in a Persona game is the Death Confidant in Persona 4. Like, they're both really, really bad. After 10 years of stasis, she was suddenly forced into a series of stressful battles. It would not be surprising if some of her parts are now malfunctioning. Considering the morning traffic, we should leave early in the day. Or so I suggest, but Labris has other ideas. May 4th, the next day. Our car is parked near an intersection away from the main road. We are here to say goodbye to everyone. And to find the true culprit, the gas station attendant. Labris wanted it this way. I am happy that she wishes to see people again of her own will. On the side of the street, all the people we met yesterday are gathered to see Labris one last time. They wished to say goodbye to her, but they had not expected us to contact them.
I asked if I could come see everyone. I wanted to give everyone a real goodbye.
What do you do next? You going back to that lab?
No, I decided I'm gonna work with Mitsuru-san and them.
I love this comment in chat. I will never forgive Morgana for getting me fined for returning a DVD late in Persona 5 because he was a little sad. That is hilarious. I love it.
I want to do my damnedest to catch whoever used me to bait a trap for you all.
Alright, then I guess the party's on hold until after everything's really over. But hey, you should come see us again anyway. Promise me, okay?
You got it.
Labris shakes hands with each of them. No, you gotta do it like the cool kids. You gotta high five. Even after we leave, this is Yosuke's story is the true story because it ends with cool kid high fives instead of lame business handshakes. Even after we leave, Labris keeps waving through the rear window. I was Scooby-Doo for a second there. Raggy. Waving and waving and waving. Waving and waving and even past the point where the human eye can no longer see her. She is still waving. After she has waved to her heart's content, she turns to see Fukasan and I looking at her and blushes. Fukasan giggles.
I'm glad things went well. Oh, but first, it's good to see you again. This is becoming a real reunion.
It is not a reunion without Koromaru!
Indeed. Things are going to heat up from now on. I must get back and reallocate my staff.
You're including me in there, right? Every opponent I made a mistake against on my journey, I made sure to go back and get a rematch. This'll be no different.
It should spur discussion amongst the staff again about working Yamagishi into our unit.
Huh? I'm still not sure about joining any special unit.
Flustered, Fukasan starts wringing her hand. That's interesting. At the end of Akihiko's story, he made a big deal about not being in the special unit anymore, but at the end of this story, when Mitsuru is like, we gotta set up the special unit stuff again, Akihiko is like, yeah, I'm still in, whatever. Very weird. Glancing at the seat next to me, I noticed Labris looking at the sky through her window.
I didn't know the sky was so blue.
Did you think it was purple? Think it's green, like on Namek? I don't remember if the sky is green in Namek. I think it is, isn't it? Because the grass is blue and the ocean is green on Namek? It's been a long time since I saw the Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z, dude. There is deep wistfulness in her voice.
Back at the lab, they only let me out at night. But this, I feel like I've seen it once before. That same bright blue sky.
Once before, I recalled the memory relating to those words amongst the countless memories of Labris awakened within me. The sea, that cerulean sky and lingering clouds, the emerald blue water. In my mind, I place Labris at the scene, a white figure gazing from the edge of a pier. Huh? I know this scenery? For an instant, it feels that I do. Like a knot slowly undoing itself, the lid to a box inside of me opens and something hot fills my chest. Why Why does Aigis think like this? What had been only an image becomes a memory. Soon after, I understand everything. I know when Labrys saw this scene. I know what she thought when she saw it. What she wished for.
Ah, I see now.
Noticing my murmur, Labrys looks at me in wonder.
The scenery from your memory was the pier outside of the Yakushima laboratory.
I like this image. This is a nice image. Suddenly, Labrys' eyes open in surprise.
The date was the final day before you were sealed. You made a heartfelt wish there. You hoped that your successor would make the same wish to see someone precious to them. And that meeting would take place at the pier. You dreamed that your successor would be able to go beyond that pier, to places you would never be able to see for yourself. And that even if your memories were deleted, your feelings would be passed on to the next generation.
Well, as far as we know, your memories skipped the 6th generation, but they made it to Generation 7. Labrys' ruby eyes begin to quiver. Quiver. Eyes quivering, huh? My words have unearthed her buried memory.
Yeah, that's right. It was at that very place where I met the friends I have now. When I was searching for someone, I found myself naturally drawn there for some reason.
My memories return to a certain encounter. That day, on that very same pier, I met him. My dear friend.
I think it was because of your wish.
My wish? You mean the thing I wished for that day actually came true?
Indeed. It stayed alive for 10 years. Thank you, Labrys. It's because of you that I found happiness.
You telling me your eyes don't vibrate when you're emotional? Vibrate? Vibrate? No, I don't think my eyes ever vibrate. To my knowledge. Oh yeah, the scene where, when we went through Labrys' story, I was all about that. The symbolism was great. It's even better when you see it from Labrys' story perspective, how she makes that wish. Like, as soon as she did that in her story, I was like, and this is where Aigis meets the Persona 3 protagonist. That is so incredibly great. Like, I can't think of the word. But you know what I mean.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Incredibly great storytelling. There's another word for it, but I can't think of it.
My desires, all the feelings I got from the others, they didn't go to waste.
Tears stream down Labrys' cheeks. You guys can't eat, but they installed tear ducts? I stretch out a finger to wipe them off, but it is already wet from a drop on my own cheek. Mitsuru-san and Fuka-san smile at us gently, and then Mitsuru berates us for getting tears on her expensive leather. Fuka-san seems a bit teary-eyed herself.
I gotta thank you, too. You made me remember something important.
After wiping her tears, Labrys looks at me, her eyes clear and determined.
There's someone I have to find. I need to meet her so I can tell her something.
Are you talking about the girl who is the base of your personality? She is super dead. I'm about to extend my hand to shake hers, but it now seems too distant a gesture for us sisters. Instead, I pull her towards me and look at her face to face.
I'm sure you will. You're not alone anymore. We can search for her together.
Yeah. Thanks.
As the sun shines down, she gives me the biggest smile I've seen on her yet. Alright, Aigis' story? Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Whoop, whoop. By the way, did you see the base arena intro, not the Ultimax one? No. No, I don't think so. I only saw whatever intro they played when I first loaded the game, which I assumed was Ultimax. Alright, well, chat. All we have left is Narukami's story, and then we're done with the Persona 4 Arena storyline.